Lord Mayor, I want to support this motion on animal welfare. There is a particular problem in the North Central area, Lord Mayor, with stray horses. Frequently on Morning Ireland you hear a warning, stray horses on the Malahide Road at Clare Hall. It's an almost a weekly warning. And it has to do with horses that are occupying some on Dublin City Council lands in Belcamp these horses are not very well treated. There's certainly a problem with people have referred to Smithfield, and there is a problem in this area as well here. The City Council have a control of horses section, and I think they should look at what's happening in Belcamp Lane with these stray horses.
Thank you, Councillor Kenny. Councillor O'Shea.
Thank you very much, Lord Mayor. I support the motion, but I'm coming at it from a bit of a different angle, and I've spoken to Councillor Heaney in relation to this. I think, I do, as we all do, support a commitment to proper animal welfare, and then the suggestion moves from that we would all visit Cold Winters, the Dogs Trust Centre, the implication being that they have proper procedures in place to secure the welfare of the animals in their trust. Now, I myself have been out to Cold Winters on numerous occasions. I've seen the facility. It's a very impressive facility. And after Christmas last year, I filled up the relevant form to get a dog there. And I took about 4 visits out, and I'd choose a dog, and they said, sorry, but you're not suitable to own a dog. And on that basis, not suitable to own a dog because you cannot guarantee that you're going to be at home every day and that there'll be no day in which you will be away from the house and the dog will be on its own for over 4 hours. So, exactly. So therefore, we have to question whether or not this is in the best interest of the animal. And I'm somebody who's been used to dogs all my life. I know all about dogs, so, whilst I support the proper care, animal welfare, I'm not too sure that the procedures in Cold Winters are achieving that. Thank you.
Councillor Costello.
Thank you, Lord Mayor. I'll be very quick because I do want to get on to the other motion, but I just want to get clarification because there's been a lot of discussion about Smithfield Horse Market. Any responses that I have had to questions, and I've had questions recently as well, is that it is not a reserved function. This Council has no role in banning Smithfield Horse Market. Much and all as we would like to discuss the matter, we have no role in it. Secondly, I would just like to bring to the manager's attention that there is a huge number of illegal stables operating, particularly throughout the North Inner City. And I know that planning enforcement have identified a number of those, but apart from the planning issues that are concerned in these illegal stables, it is also a question of animal welfare as well. So I would ask the manager to use whatever resources he has to deal with that.
And finally, Councillor Carmichael.
Thank you, Lord Mayor. As Chair of the SPC for Arts and Culture, the issue around the dog pound for Dublin City Council came to the fore following some queries from councillors, etc., and a report was completed by the NSPCA in relation to the standard of the dog pound in question. And we had a very healthy debate around which Councillor O'Regan's motion came after a visit had been arranged by the SPC at which 2 councillors only went to, Councillor O'Callaghan from my own party and Councillor McGrahan, who actually took the time to step out and see exactly the standard in which the dogs were being kept. Now, in relation to Cold Winters, it's an exceptional environment for animals and obviously a standard that we would like to see across all of the city. But at the end of the day, I'd like to support Councillor Heaney's motion, where she's not interested in banning Smithfield. I think you need to listen to what she's actually saying. And she wants, I think, City Council to take action around cleaning up the environment in which these animals are in, to ascertain whether there is criminal actions occurring in the Smithfield market. And I think all of us in the Fianna Fáil Party recognise the significance of Smithfield throughout the years and generations. But it must be absolutely appropriate that we take a review of this current market and that it's being treated in the right way by the people who have the honour in which they, to actually work and to trade in it. It carries great history, and it would be a shame to see that history destroyed over people who are operating in some form of malpractice, whether it be with horses dogs or any other animals, or in any other form of trading down there. So I would actually, at the risk of trying to neuter the Labour Party's displeasure at Councillor Heaney's mentioning the obvious actions taken by its party in the Dáil, just to say, let's just try and get a plan organised around this to ensure that that great area is being used for the purpose for which it was built, and maintain it in a real standard and a qualitative manner. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I put the vote? Those in favour of the motion? Those against? Okay.
Lord Mayor, I did ask the manager, if this is something that we could deal with, or does it need primary legislation? Thanks, Lord Mayor.
Yeah, Lord Mayor, in relation to the actual dogs and things, we can arrange that visit quite quickly. We did have, as mentioned previously, we did arrange one to our own pound. In relation to the fair and horses, it does require primary legislation to remove it altogether. We could move it, and perhaps from some of the comments that were made in favour of it, perhaps some of the councillors would be proposing an alternative location in their own area where it might go.
Swords.
Because we have, I can say that from a survey of the local residents, they very much want rid of it. They don't want it in their area at all. It is very much a nuisance to them. In relation to animal welfare and welfare of horses, most horses are in the city area, regrettably, are either directly abused or neglected. To properly look after a horse, you need pasture, about 1 acre per horse. You need veterinary care. You need stabling, you need farrier care, you need exercise, and particularly in the winter months, you need supplementary food. And most of these horses are owned by young people who have difficulty looking after themselves, never mind the horses. And that is the reality.
I just resent that type of talk.
Sorry, Councillor Ellis, we're not going to get into debate now. Councillor Heaney, have you had your question answered? So, Manager, could you answer the question that Councillor Heaney put?
It takes primary legislation, as I said. We have seized 400 horses, almost 400 horses this year. It will probably be 400 before the year is out. We have only 30 licences. The Joint Oireachtas Committee had a hearing last week on this matter, and what we need is proper enforcement, particularly at the ports, of the passport regulations. There are wild and semi-wild horses on Dunsink Tip Head, many of whom haven't been in human contact for years. And these horses are just running wild. It is not a pretty situation.
Okay, those in favour again of Councillor Heaney's motion? Those against? The motion is carried. Thank you. Councillor Perry.
Thanks, Chair.